thought it was funny. Fuck you. But basically, we did the shot where like Glenn gets hit on the side of the face and hits the ground. We had a cheap prosthetic on, and then what we did was we dug a little hole and we made what I refer to as a meat turtleneck. So we fabricated a head that Steven literally just pulled over like a turtleneck, put his face in this little hole, and we spread out the remains of what was left. So that in the dailies, his hand is still moving and twitching, and then he stopped. So the actors were there looking at the actor moving and breathing, and then he stopped moving and breathing.
It's exactly as gross as you think it is.
And I remember even Steven thinking that, wow, that was weird. I'd be in that, but from a technical standpoint, how we built it, you know, I've made my career building things that are as realistic as possible, so I needed it to look authentic.
I mean, it was right out of the comic. Right out of the comic. I talked to Steven Yeun in 2013, 3 years ago when this came out, and he, from day one, as soon as he saw it, thought it was awesome. He hoped he would get that death. He said he would be honored. Did he express any of that to you?
Steven and Michael, out of everybody, for those 2 episodes for the end of, you know, season 6 and 701, took it better than everyone else. They had more fun and
Took it like a champ.
They took it like a champ.
Wait, you can move.
But they did, right? I mean, they were having a good time, sleeping with his eyeball hanging out. He was putting on like a comedy routine. Meanwhile, the rest of the cast is like huddled in the corner in tears. Maybe not me, but everybody else. I was kind of there.
You couldn't let yourself, right? You got to be the only one having fun.
Well, I mean, I was having fun, but I had to take my fun like in back to the RV in between takes. I had to kind of go out. I didn't want to show my way there. Or I'd jump in the RV and be like, yes! No, I'm only half kidding. Look, it was obviously this cast is unlike any I've ever been a part of, and it truly is this family feel, and you love them. I love them immediately. I think what they went through, when I first met everybody at 16, I'm not fucking with you. I didn't know who was dying. They didn't tell me. Now I hear everybody knew. Nobody fucking told me.
You had a lot of dialogue. I didn't want to add to it.
It would have been nice to kind of know. I could have paid special attention to a couple of them. Remember Michael, we came back to the 701, Michael was like, you knew it was me, right? I'm like, no. And he goes, because you looked at me this one time. Dude, I looked at everybody.
You looked at everybody a lot.
But they took it the best out of everybody. It was Michael and Steven. I think the rest of the crew and the rest of the cast, everybody was it was hard. It was a hard deal. And it was hard for me coming in as the new guy and being dead, you know. But the dick is here to fucking stay. I mean, it's good. I probably shouldn't enjoy this as much as I always do. Here's the deal. As an actor, and that's what I hear, people that think I'm a fucking asshole. To be able to play that kind of range and do something like Grey's Anatomy or Yes, I Love You, and then get to jump and do something like Negan, it's a dream come true. This is the role of a lifetime, and love it. Maybe too much at times, but you know, it's such a challenge every day. I mean, you know, when Greg was talking about my words, that's happening. The words are a lot. It's been. I'm hugely dyslexic, so trying to memorize that much is already a pain in my ass. But and then to come and work opposite, you know, this cast and to see what Andy Lincoln did in 701, this one that just aired on Sunday, to see that makes everything worthwhile, you know.
Ya regresamos con más videos.
The episode changes, the organic changes into something else. And then you have the end, and it's the shock is turned off. The smoke literally is clearing as the Savior's project. Like, it's not that at all. You're thinking about, oh my God, look at Maggie, look at Sasha, look at Rosina, everybody. And it was really, to me, that was the success of the episode, was those last two sequences where you see Negan succeed and then you see our group completely devastated. So the deaths are a very critical part of the episode because they catapult us into the season, and those sequences affect everybody that survived going into it. But the power and the emotion of Jeffrey's performance and Elsie and Saniqua and Christian, Josh, everybody in the end, that's the heartbreaking moment. That's what really kills you. It's not a special effects moment. The bad and the blood and this and that. I mean, that's shocking because it's meant to be shocking. But man, when I look at Sasha, she goes up to Rosina and says, I'm taking him with me. And there's tears coming. That killed me. And I will give tremendous props to those two actresses because that wasn't really even scripted that way. That was something that we worked into it, and it just sort of literally encapsulated everything I wanted for that moment. So with Sadiq and Christian, that moment really defines who those characters are from here on out.
I mean, we watched it with like 200 people, and normally when we done it, everybody's like, oh, it's great, it's awesome. It was like leaving a fucking funeral. I mean, people didn't look at each other. They kind of just, you know, everybody just slowly left. Like nobody stayed for the podcast. I mean, people just, it was hard and it was tough. And also, I mean, a lot of people thought it was going to be Glenn right off the bat, but it didn't start right off the bat. But it didn't start that way. You started it with you know, going after everything that occurred. Like, we were watching, like, oh, come on, right? We were expecting right again. But it actually was better that way because it almost, unfortunately, sets you up for the tragedy. The pacing was phenomenal. Don't you guys agree?
No, as a matter of fact, that's a great question. The episode that airs tomorrow night is very, very different than the episode 1. And just saying that the two of the characters that you love, that we did not see in the premiere, Carol and Morgan, we're in the kingdom. And it was interesting because Scott literally said to me, okay, I know that I emotionally destroyed you directing the first episode. Episode 2 is completely different. It's probably the closest to a comedy. Just in terms of how outrageous. There's a guy sitting on the throne with a tiger next to him, you know? It's very different than the Walking Dead that you guys are accustomed to. I think it's great, and we were talking earlier about bringing actors onto the show. With Jeffrey, you know, it was fun because when Jeffrey came on set at the end of last season, he was really, really excited to meet everybody, and they were all a little bit like, oh, dude is gonna kill somebody. So it's always interesting because the actors come in like, oh my God, that's Rick Grimes, and there's Daryl Dixon, and like, they gotta step on set. because we have to sign NDAs, and you can't talk about what you're going to do or what character you're going to play. He was so excited that I was the first person that could actually talk about Ezekiel. And I can't wait for you guys to see the episode. It's very different. It will not leave like we're walking out of a funeral for episode 2. It's much different. It's a great episode. And again, a little different thing. You know, we understand 7 years in. Thank God for you guys that continue to watch the show. Nobody else. So thank you for that. But you know, I think the hardest thing about this season is knowing that we have to keep it fresh, we have to keep it engaging, and we have to understand that the audience. We don't want the audience to get fatigued from, oh, okay, we're 7 years in, and that's been the hardest thing about this season. I know for me, as a director, having done 4 episodes and now the finale. So it's been hard because we have an obligation to keep the show great, and the pressure of directing the first episode, you know, I sort of went into it with a little misconception, like, well, this isn't going to be so bad, because I know where everybody is, I know where Negan is, and the choreography with blocking is there, they already set it out, so how hard could this be? It shouldn't, you know, I mean, it shouldn't be that tough. And then on day 1, knowing where we need to go, idiot I am, that I thought that would make it easier, because it made it harder, because of the pressure of this episode and the expectation of this episode. It was, I wouldn't say it was a pleasant experience directing the episode, because it really, I felt like I went on the same emotional journey that a lot of the actors did, and it kind of wrecked me, and I wrecked and went right into prep for the second episode, so I couldn't even have time to recover. And then went into a very different emotional experience with episode 2. And,
Greg needs hugs. You need some hugs later.
Hello, my name is Christine, and I am from Chicago, and I came all the way here to see you, Jeffrey. So hello.
Well, are you? I think she's hello too.
I am Wonder Woman. I'm a huge fan of Walking Dead, but a bigger fan of DC. So my question is, how was it like working on the set of a big movie like Batman and Superman? And if they ever do the Flashpoint as a movie, would you be interested in doing that? With Thomas Wayne basically plays a bigger role.
Yeah,
Woo!
I mean, you know, Zach and I go back to the Watchmen days.
Yep.
Yeah. So I got a little bit of relation with DC losers, and then he just called me and said, hey, they called me like a year before we shot that, so we could do something in this movie, but he didn't tell me what it was. Like, I had no idea. And he called me 2 weeks before and said, okay, we need to go to set this day, and I had more. But it was great. Oh, I still see more. It was great. And yeah, is there another plan for that Thomas Wayne character? We'll see. I don't know. Look, I'd love to be the dark Batman. Are you kidding me? Like, that's the darkest version of Batman there is. And God knows I sort of embrace the darkness at this point in my life. So, yeah, bring it. Matter of fact, I think Flashpoint Batman would be like doing a comedy compared to being Negan. So I do that in a second.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, Wonder Woman.
All right, next question over here.
Good job. So I kind of embrace the hatred because whatever you guys think, I still have this great family that has been nothing but supportive and awesome. So, look, we make the show for you guys. I'll just say that if I'm doing my job and then this is some kind of reaction, and we're all doing a great job. That's kind of how I look at it.
Like I said, in the comics, there's that initial shock, but over time it fades, and Negan is so funny, and You just love to watch him. Do you kind of want people to have the same reaction in the show, or are you hoping for that? Or?
No, yeah, I think that, look, the way he is written is kind of how we're trying to, that's very much, as I started off saying, it's the road that we're doing in this character. He's got a lot of charisma and wit. The initial meeting of Negan has been brutal, and there's going to be some people that don't like him very much, but I think as time goes on and you see him not bashing someone's skull in, and that might happen once or twice where it's a bash-free kind of day. You're going to see a little bit of his wit and his charisma, and look, Negan is a really special fucking character. I love him, and to play him is, like I said, it's been nothing but a joy, but I think that'll come across to you viewers. And once you take a step back from what you saw on Sunday night, and the story progresses, and we find out more about Negan and these other worlds, I think that you're going to come to love it and hate yourself for it. That's what I think. I'm kind of banging.
I know there was a con that you were at, maybe Supernatural or something, and before you got the part, I think you just got the part, you were like, yeah, you were so excited, I ain't fucking Negan. Are you still feeling that way now that you
I'm more excited than I was even then. I think just, look, we're almost done shooting year 7, and every day I find out something new about this character and working with the likes of Greg and this cast. And we do enough takes and enough things that, I get more comfortable with these shoes, believe it or not, daily. And it's just, I love Negan, I love this role, and I love this kid. It's a win-win-win fucking win. I always swear a lot. Anyone has my kid, it's horrible. But yeah, Negan takes it to a whole nother level. It's almost, he swears so much that it becomes, it's almost too much. It's like distracting. We do what we refer to as the fuck tanks. And I wonder some way if it's some kind of way it takes away from the scene that we're trying to do, because it becomes all about this expletive. But that's Negan, man.
And what's funny is when I was editing the finale last year, we had to shoot 2 versions. I saw the reason why Robert wrote it that way, because it's the perfect word for specific emphasis that Negan loves. So I remember even when we were doing a couple takes, and we did the take with a lot of swearing, and he came over and it felt really good. And even Jeff was kind of like, yeah, good to say that.
It changes the energy.
It does, because there's a menace and
it's almost a joy too.
Well, it's weird, but joy, and what we have found that, because we do the Blu-ray versions, but if the camera's not on me, if the camera's on, Rick there, or whoever I'm doing the scene with, I can swear up a storm, and it gets a different reaction from them, and it's very effective. So you may not hear it on the ANC version, but what you're seeing in the reaction of those guys, I'm probably going full fuck in their face.
That's a quote.
we should just apologize to all the parents about this. If there's a swear jar, just like
I probably should. Look, we talked before I came out, and I said it's cool to drop the F-bomb. By the way.
Jeff, do you do every scene an F take and every take?
We do the F takes for kind of the big comic book scenes. I mean, some stuff that's in the show isn't necessarily part of the comic book, but if it's an iconic Negan moment, then we sure as heck try to we do both for it. Yeah, it's a lot of work. Try memorizing 5,000 pages both ways. Yeah.